WMBG, we are Williamsburg's radio station. How's it going, everybody? Ty Hodges here in studio today. It is after 3:15. It is Thursday, and that means it is time for the Super Sound Showcase, brought to you by Retro Daddy-O in Williamsburg. And the cowbell is feeling rejuvenated. He almost died last week, but he feels better now. I am thrilled to have our special guests in studio with us today. We have Jason and Paula Kale together. They are PC&J, not PB&J like the sandwich, PC&J like the awesome band. And I would like to welcome them in studio today. Welcome to the both of you.
Thank you.
So tell the people a little bit about yourselves. Where do you hail from?
I'm born and raised right here in Virginia. So I'm a native Virginian, and he's a transplant.
I'm from South Mississippi. Grew up about 30 minutes from the Gulf Coast, about 40 minutes from New Orleans.
So how did you end up this way?
The military put me over here.
Which branch?
Well, originally Army, and now I'm Air Force.
Now you're Air Force, and you have a very interesting job with the Air Force these days. You want to tell our listeners a little bit about what you do?
Sure. I play guitar for the Heritage of America band at Langley Air Force Base, and we cover a 15-state region along the East Coast. And that keeps me busy.
Yes, I would imagine so. But just stepping away from that, coming back to the group, how did you all get started together?
It's a funny story. We were at an open mic, and I guess he had heard me sing already once or something, and he came up and he goes, "Hey, I want you to sing this song with me." And I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" And he goes, "Oh, you'll figure it out." And I'm like, "Okay." So it just kind of went from there. Yep. It's 15 years now.
15 years later. It's so funny because Jason, when you're telling that story, he can't help but get a smile on his face, like he knows. It's like that was sneaky of me, even back then.
Yeah, it was. But it took him 3 years to tell me he liked me. So we sang together for 3 years, and then we made it an official thing. 11 years ago.
And so now you've been performing together for 15 years.
Yep.
That is a long time.
Yes.
So in those 15 years, what has that process been like? How have you developed your style?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that our chemistry together when we perform, I mean, if anybody's, I guess, more adapt to go off the cuff and do something new musically in any song that we do, she knows. It's like we have a good chemistry together, and so she follows me, bless her heart, when I try to change things up, and and so we kind of keep things fresh. But I think every time we play out, we do things probably a little bit differently on each song,
and we like to do things that don't typically get done on acoustic instruments.
Yeah.
Such as?
We like to do Heart, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin.
Wow.
So it's things you wouldn't normally think a duo would do. We
and I've even done some King Crimson arrangement on, and but we also can back it down for more intimate places as well, and do more, singer-songwriter like Jonathan Brooke, Brandy Carlisle, to name a few of our favorite artists. Sarah McLachlan, and we also, we write and we have songs of our own.
And I find that interesting, the fact that you all do kind of like to switch up each performance just a little bit each time, because one of my favorite stories was of Billy Joel, and he said, if I knew that I was going to have to perform Uptown Girl a million more times, I would have never written the song. So I can see how it's easy to just kind of fall into that routine and just kind of get sick of some of the music, but by keeping it fresh, I would think that keeps the fire burning a little bit more. There's never that drawn out, just kind of this again.
Well, and I think we're thinking about our audience as well, and
right.
I want to keep them interested, especially people that
come out regularly, and so we're like, oh, did they get to hear this one again? So we try to switch it up so they're not bored, and so we're not bored.
And so the audiences, where are you playing? And I believe you have a show coming up too.
We have a few coming up. We will play wherever wherever we can.
Yeah. Some of our places that we perform at on a regular basis are St. George Brewery, of course, out in the Pocosin Way it's really close to Hampton and the Air Force Base. Yorktown Pub, we'll play there.
Yes, the Office.
We're playing, the Office in Gloucester. We're playing at the Office on August 8th, and that's a Tuesday night, and he's doing a really good job promoting an acoustic night every Tuesday, and it's really
and
cool.
Has good specials to go
yeah,
along
and the
with
food is really good there.
Yeah.
But the next show that we have as PC&J is July 27th at Tradition Brewery in Newport News off of Jefferson.
Very cool.
5:30 to 8:30.
So a nice 3-hour set for the people. If they want to come out and get initiated with PC&J, they can do it there.
And you know, to find out where we're playing, PC, she does a great job of, putting up our events on our Facebook page, and you can find us on Facebook under PC&J. So follow us. Follow us
and
like our page.
Yeah, and occasionally when we're not too busy, I add in some comic relief for
yes,
for just to get by through life.
So I want to ask you about one more upcoming event, and that is the event that's on your shirt there. Yeah. So tell the people a little bit about what your shirt is and what event you have coming up there.
Sure. I'm going to be participating as a guitarist for Hungry. It's the Hungry Jazz on Canvas event. It's called the Jerome Project, and we're going to be performing. It's 8 of us in the local area, 8 musicians, and then 1 world-class artist who's going to be painting to our individual improvisational arrangements. His name is Jerome Meminger, and just uber talented. It's going to be August 5th at the Ferguson. I believe the show starts at 7 that night. And please find him. Go to the Ferguson Center website. It's all on there, all those details and how to get tickets.
And I think I am contractually obligated to mention that our very own Robert Hides will be performing in that show. So, don't come in and chase after me, Robert. I gave you your plug. We're good now. We're even. We're even now. So I am super excited to hear you guys play. Have you ever performed on radio before?
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
All right. Very cool. So you're one of our few grizzled vets that we get to bring on here who aren't shaking like, I've never played on radio before. I'm so nervous. So I'm expecting a great performance. And ladies and gentlemen, having heard them warm up, you are in for a treat. So with that being said, we are going to go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to come back with PC&J here on the Super Sound Showcase brought to you by Retro Daddio in Williamsburg. Stay tuned. WMBG, we are back in studio here with PC&J during the Super Sound Showcase brought to you by Retro Daddio in Williamsburg. And you heard that weather forecast. Heat index of 109. I think it's about to get a little hotter in here when they get to perform. And so we got a couple songs on the docket today. Tell us a little bit about the first one that we're going to hear.
The first one is called Covet, and I'm the lyricist behind that one. I tend to really like Sarah McLachlan's style of writing, and so it's a wordy song, but it works.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, PC&J here on the Super Sound Showcase brought to you by Retro Daddio. Take it away.
On my sheets, breathing the smell of passion and heat as I lay me down to sleep in this empty bed the memories keep. And if I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul not to take, to give me one more chance on earth to make mine this man that belongs to her. I love sunsets and the moon's rise, hot and cold sand and watching the tide. Very much fire, but how I love the rain. Soothes my soul and it leaves a stain. washes away the pain. For me to pray for this is to covet, but to have you here would be worth it. Commit the sin in God's envy crime, or to have you leave her and be mine. And my soul might be bound to burn in hell, but to want and not have is my prison cell. Chained and lying in this bed of shame, forced to breathe the scent of the one to blame. But I love sunsets and the moon's rise, hot and cold sand and watching the tide. I'm very much fire, but how I love the rain. It soothes my soul and it leaves a stain. It floods in the memories and washes away the pain. Washes away the pain. Washes away the pain. Forbidden tango, forbidden tune. I lie awake and remember the beat. I breathe you in, your aroma so sweet. But I love sunsets and the moon's rise, hot and cold sand and watching the tide. Very much fire, but how I love the rain. It soothes my soul and it leaves a stain. It floods in the memories and washes away the pain. Washes away the pain. Washes away the pain. And I lie awake and remember the beat.
PC&J, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Super Sound Showcase, brought to you by Retro Daddy-O in Williamsburg. You're right, that does have a very Sarah McLachlan feel to it. Not only just the lyrics, but the voice as well. You sound very similar to her. It's
Wow,
very
thank you.
impressive.
That's a very nice compliment. Thank
And
you.
then not to knock the guitarist as well, also well done there too. So we've got one more song coming up here for us. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be playing this time around.
Excuse me, I'm gonna be tuning while she's telling the story.
Okay, that's
Well, I'm
that's
going
fine.
to it. So Jason wrote this song. At the time, I was in a separate group, and we would also play together. But I had a full band that I played with, and so I had a full band gig. Came home like loadout was late, so it was like 3-ish in the morning. And he goes, "Hey, I've got this great song," and I'm like, "Okay." I'm a little bit pooped. He's like, "You want to hear it?" I'm like, "What have you been doing all night?" "I just been working on this song." I'm like, And so apparently this is what happens when I have a gig on my own and he stays home with a bottle of port. And this is the result you get from it.
All right, so what is this one called?
This is called Always, and this is kind of our song. When I wrote it, it was definitely had us in mind and the music we made together. And yeah, this is kind of, I think this is our signature song together as a couple.
All right, so this is Always here from PC&J here on the Super Sound Showcase, brought to you by Retro Daddy-O in Williamsburg.
falling down upon my hands and knees, thankful for this love that has set me free. Thankful for the mornings with you by my side. I can see a future now, I'm so happy being alive. And in this world of madness, we'll face the day with you beside me always. Like the sands of time, you washed me over, made me realize. You showed me true love, you showed me the way. My walls are broken down, I'll never be the same. And in this world of madness, we'll face the day with you beside me always. Yeah. With truth came trust, I do believe you've given me more than I'll ever need. The soul of my music, the beating of my heart. With every breath I take, you play the biggest part. In this world of madness, we'll face the day with you beside me always.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you even say about a performance like that? I don't have the words, so I'll just ring the cowbell a little bit more. A phenomenal performance from the both of you. Thank you so much for joining us today here in the Super Sound Showcase. One more time, if you want to plug your social media one more time, where can the people find you?
It is PC, the &J, on Facebook, and it's important to follow us because otherwise you miss out on things if you don't follow us.
So make sure to like them, follow them, and then go see them in person because
That's right.
I've only had about 12 minutes of you actually playing, and I feel like I need another 2 hours and 40 minutes.
We need to get some places up here in Williamsburg
Yes.
to get us a show.
Yeah,
So
that would be great.
y'all hit us up.
Yeah.
PC and let's start a hashtag bring PC&J to Williamsburg. Let's get that going.
Love
That sounds awesome.
Well, Paula, Jason, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. You've been wonderful, and continued success on this road because I know it's going to keep going up and up. You guys are talented as heck, and Good things are on the way.
Thanks,
Thanks
Ty.
so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
And again, shout out to Retro Daddy-O for sponsoring the Super Sound Showcase. As always, we will be back next week with a brand new edition of the Super Sound Showcase. Keep it locked to WMBG, playing the music you love.